I was going to make this video a whole nice one, plan it out, record it. Didn't feel like doing it today. So you guys get a super high production quality, original, genuine, authentic Nick Sean video, screen recording Zoom on his damn computer, giving you some quality content here, arguably. So let's go ahead and get into it. Today I'm going to be showing you all the stupid stuff that you're probably doing in your trading right now, stuff that I went through for years. Been trading 7 years. I've made millions of dollars in stocks, crypto, and foreign exchange currency markets. And I'm here to teach you guys how to trade. Why? Because trading is pretty boring. So it's say I have nothing else to do, so I just sit here in my closet office as a multimillionaire and make these videos for you guys. But let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to show you guys what I do for my weekly analysis, and we're going to keep it super ridiculously simple because that is how I trade. I don't really do anything fancy. I don't do all this smart money, liquidity, order block, institutional order flow, retail, liquidity, hedge fund system. Can't even say it with a straight face. I don't do any of that. I just keep stuff super, super simple. If you've ever watched any of my videos, you already know I just pretty much trade support resistance. And if you haven't watched any of my videos, you're going to learn everything right here in this video. So just keep watching and don't click away. Because if you click away, it's probably one of the mistakes that's preventing you from literally getting profitable right now, because you have the attention span of a little rabbit. So let's go ahead and get into it. So Bitcoin, I'm just covering this real quick. We've obviously jumped up like an insane amount. Like this is over 30% over the past month, 40% now. So insane for where it's at today. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin for right now. I'm going to drag my alert to right here. I won't really be trading this because it's not big enough of a pullback for me. But if you're looking to get into a micro trend here on the 1 hour, it looks like it's going to keep going up. AUDCHF. So we've got AUDCHF here. Price is still pushing up. Looks like she's struggling to get past this high right here, but we're still technically in trending structure unless we break that previous low that price made. I'm thinking it's going to go up. So what am I going to wait for? This is what I'm going to wait for. Wait for a simple break above this resistance zone. Wait for a retest, and if it comes a retest and starts kind of skipping up here, I'll get long. Try to target a higher high. That's literally it. Break a retest. AUD New Zealand dollar, same thing. Break a retest. Nothing to see here. Euro Canadian dollar, I'm actually short here on this pair. If we go to the 4 hour and daily, you'll see it's like a bigger zone. But I just sold here at the resistance and now it's dropping. Targets here at this previous low. Sometimes I get so lazy and so bored that I don't even draw the zones in on my chart anymore just because it's not necessary in my opinion. It's just like I only use zones that are so clear that you don't really have to even draw them on the chart. But, just for all of you kids, you can see that I've got my zones there. It's super, super simple. Bounces of support resistance and breaks a retest of support resistance. Here's one of the mistakes you're probably making, right? So when we draw a zone like this right here, look, just extend the zone back and let's see what happens. So price goes and it hits the zone twice. Doesn't go down very far. Breaks above it. Then we go up here. We come back, kind of bounce towards the top, and then here. Break below, test as resistance again, break above, test as support, then we come back and we test it again. You may be thinking, you may have this bright idea. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy here because it's all the support zone. No, wrong, stupid, complete idiot, idiotic thing. I did this, don't feel bad about yourself. I'm not trying to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm just saying I did this for years. I had to learn the hard way. I don't want you to have to learn the hard way. I have 7 years of trading experience, more than that at this point. Showing you the ways of the world. And this is not witchcraft either. It's super, super simple. Why would I not use that zone? Because price just hasn't respected it as well. What kind of zones do I use? Stuff like this, where it's just like almost every time it's coming to that region, aside from this little pin past it up here, these little pins, price is not perfect. You cannot expect price to be as good as your spouse. Your spouse is probably perfect. You're probably in a really happy marriage right now or a really happy relationship. And if you're not, I don't really know what else to say to you. But with that being said, you can't expect price to be perfect. So whenever it comes to price, don't expect it to always be everything super perfect. But you just want to look for the major bounces. Where has price bounced at? Like the major zones where prices come and bounce almost every single time. And if it does break it, you only want to see like 1 or 2 breaks in the past followed by a consistent like bounce again over and over and over. Then if it flips above it again and comes back, then it's fine. But you don't want to see it where it's just like where you're drawing like trash zones like this in here, where you're like, well, technically it's a zone because it's resistance, then it broke past and faked out, and then resistance and support, and then resistance twice. You're gonna get so screwed if you use zones like that, brother. You don't need to be using zones like that. Draw the clear ones. That being said, let's go to Euro USD and let's see what we got here next. We're just kind of trapped in a range right now. I grew an account from 5K to like 26 grand like in 2 weeks, trading just this pair, just support resistance on this pair. It's the last video on my YouTube channel for those of you who want to see it. 5K internal transfer growing to 26K in like 2 weeks. It's like a little bit less than 2 weeks. Insane. It's at support though, but it's in a range, so I'm not going to trade it. GJ is technically at resistance, but I was short on this, and I went in and out of profit, back and forth over and over. I think GJ is just going to be breaking up through this zone. So here's another thing, the mistake that you're probably making, the stupid mistake you're probably making, is if you think price is going to bounce at resistance, let's just say we encapsulate all these highs right here, right? So somewhere in here you think price is going to bounce downwards. If it bounces, cool. Comes in, bounces a second time, cool. If it starts bouncing like a third time, then it's coming back a fourth time, then it's coming back a fifth time, and it keeps on making like higher lows up to the zone, bruh, it is probably going to be breaking the zone. And then you can look for, a retrace and potentially a buy if it comes back. And in some cases that won't happen. It'll break above the zone. And once it breaks above the zone, it'll come back and just fake out. And then you can just sell it again once it gets back to the resistance to hope for a drop. But in the case wherever you're trying to be the dude that's like it's tested the zone like the 7th time, you don't want to be that dude. You don't want to be that chick. You just don't want to be that general person who sells at the zone when price is already tested it over and over, but there are not enough sellers there at the zone and price is not dropping. Stop doing that. Stop selling at zones wherever price is tested it a million times. You just want to, if you're testing and it's not having a big bounce away, just, leave it. Go on to the next one. I closed this at break even on Friday. Euro AUD, this is actually a trade I'm looking to take. Oh, I can't show you my chart. I got to keep my strategy super secret. I'm just playing. It's a bounce at support. So this stuff in here, for those of you who want to follow my trades, I share literally all of my analysis actually. In the free Telegram channel, link is going to be in the description. You click that link, you can join my free Telegram channel. Literally right now, you can be in there scrolling through the analysis that I've shared within the past few days for whenever you're watching this video. Click the link in the description, my free Telegram channel, and the link to my website's underneath that if you feel like giving me any money for buying one of my products. But in the free Telegram channel, I share literally all my analysis, little screenshots of like charts that look like this, bouncing at support zones, etc., etc. So Euro AUD, I'm looking for a bounce here, and I'm going to drag this to the top and put a little flag on it just so I don't forget about it, because I forget a lot, because trading is really boring for me, because I do the same thing over and over again, and it's been that way for years. It just it gets so boring once you've been doing it for so long. I've been trading profitably for like a little over 5 years, and it's just the same old stuff. It's just like, it's cool, I make money, I make like 50 to 100K a month trading, but like it's kind of really, really boring. So, I have to like find things to do, like making videos like these for you guys and going on walks with my dog. Let's go to the next one. So Euro New Zealand dollar, same thing as Euro AUD. The only caveat here I have is Euro AUD looks good because we haven't had a test of this zone in a while. What looks a little bit shady here in Euro New Zealand dollar is that we've ran into this zone over and over, and price continues to make lower highs coming down here into the zone. So I'm kind of worried that this thing's just going to dive through the zone. So I'm not going to be touching this thing right here. No touchy. I'm going to be touching the zone. You don't want to touch the zone. The Euro New Zealand dollar, you do not want to touch the zone. No touchy. You let it play out. Just let it fall. If anything, it would probably be better to just wait for a break of this zone, a retest, and then look for sells. Shit. So wait for sales, something like that. GBP New Zealand dollar. So I thought this would bounce last week. I didn't take it because the test was really deep and it knocked out all of these lows. So I was like a little bit concerned. I was slightly concerned as a representative on the board of directors for GBP New Zealand dollar. The price was going to continue down. So I ended up not taking it. I didn't think it would bounce, but it ended up bouncing. It looks like it was just a fake out, broke back above, tested, and went up. So I just extended the zone, made it a little bit thicker. Because I like those thick zones. I like to just slam the zones on my charts virtually, hypothetically. Actually, I do it in real life too, but this is between me and you. Anyway, so this is the zone right here, and price ended up bouncing from it. If anything, I think it could come back here. If we have a nice run up and it comes back again, you can look to buy again. So I'll go ahead and set an alert here at this zone just because we have the nice bouncy going. If not, a sell here at this resistance, and I'll drag it down a little bit lower just in case. Invalidation for stop losses or pending hedge orders would probably be up here if it tests this zone, because if it comes a little bit deeper, you could just add another position, like add another sell. I don't want to hear it. Another mistake you're probably making is having the cognitive dissonance, thinking like, no, you should not add to losing trades because you don't add to a losing trade, only add to a winning trade. Well, yeah, maybe if you were actually profitable, you come here to my video and tell me. And I'm not talking about saying you're profitable in the comments and giving advice to people on the internet. I'm talking about if you actually have a track record, if you've been calling your trades out for like the past almost 5 years, like I have in my free Telegram channel. If you scroll back into 2018, I've been calling my damn trades since summer of 2018 in my free Telegram channel. I've made YouTube videos showing all my live terminals, trading, P&L statements, literally everything. And all I do is just trade support, resistance, bounces. So I should know if something's working or not. So don't try to give advice to anyone in the comments if you're a complete idiot. So with that being said, if price gets up here to the resistance, I'll like to sell. AUD Canadian dollar. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, yeah, so I think this is still going to bounce. I think it's just probably faking out, testing a little bit higher. So price isn't perfect. If it goes a little bit past the zone, readjust it. Just drag it up a little bit. Don't overthink it. You know, if it was right here at first, you know, and you had that previous spike and went a little bit higher, it's cool. Don't sweat it. Just drag it up. Price is not perfect. Price doesn't live for you, okay? It doesn't live here to be perfect for you so that you can sell right at the exact resistance zone with like a 5 pip stop loss and a 500 pip take profit. Doesn't work like that. Got to be realistic with your expectations here. So don't worry. Like that's another, like in all seriousness, that's another mistake that you might be making is you might be like literally price gets into the zone, barely breaks the high. And then you're like, nope, I'm out. That's it. It's not going to go down. Can't do it anymore, guys. Sometimes price will go a little bit past it and then it will still reject and come back. Doesn't mean you have to take the trade every time, and it also means it's not always a bad idea to just get out around break even or a small loss if that happens. But all I'm saying is that's why I don't keep my invalidations and stops too close to the zone, because it's just annoying to get stopped out and it ends up bouncing and turning around. If anything, I add to losers if it goes a little bit further. I won't add to losers if I'm on like a 20K drawdown on a 50K account. You probably won't find me adding to many losers, even though I have before in certain situations based on very contextual situations, and my risk appetite is really high when it comes to things like that. If I'm trying to grow an account from like 50K to 100K in a month, I did that like 5 times last year live, calling all my trades in my close friends group. It's one of the products I sell, link in the description on my website, the Mission FX Close Friends group, where I literally share all my trades in the exact management and every single detail. But I was doing that. I grew a 50K account to 100K 5 times in a row. And now I've been trying to take the one I have now for like the past 2 months, and I'm at like, I think like 70K right now. So annoying. December is so slow. Anyway, with that being said, I still think AUD Canadian dollar is going to bounce here as resistance. It went a little bit past, but I think we should come down. Let's go ahead and keep it real simple here and just finish this up. USDJPY, I really don't know. I can see it going down. I can see it going up. I really don't know where it's going to be going. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar. This is an interesting one. So I think it's going to keep coming up a little bit more and then potentially coming back down off this resistance zone. Let's see about AUD USD. I have no clue what this thing's doing. If anything, it's in an uptrend, but we're topping out right here and failing to get past these highs. So maybe it'll come back. I don't know long term. USD Canadian dollar. A pull into the support zone and then a potential bounce right there. I'll put them to support zone with a potential bounce. We'll take the potential bounce for buys. CAD JPY. This is one of those trash trades where it's like it's already been at the resistance zone a million times. I'm going to delete this alert. I'm going to look the other way, dude, because I did not want to be part of that, bro. I did not want to try to catch that wave, dude. So CAD JPY, it's already tested the zone too many times. Euro JPY. What was it? I don't know. This looks like a good trade, but I'm not in a trade on this right now. Interesting. I don't know why these are here. Maybe I was giving an example to someone. Or maybe I did take this trade and I just forgot. But Euro JPY, it's already bounced to the support. Honestly, if it comes back again, I'm just going to ignore it. Because if it comes back again, that means it's failing to make new highs. And it actually looks like it's like kind of curving down and making like these little lower highs. So it might be like snaking down here. You see my illustration of this snake right here? It's like a snake. It's like, Jah! It's going to get you. You don't want to be buying whenever price is making lower highs. What's wrong with you? We'll go here to GBP AUD. I think, what the fuck am I doing here? I know I just cussed. I'm trying not to curse so much for you guys here on the videos, because we want this to be a family-friendly YouTube channel. We're very conservative here. We want you guys to get a good education, a good influence. I'm going to try to take the high road here and not curse so much anymore. I'm going to go ahead and delete this zone. It doesn't look clear to me anymore. Looks really kind of stupid, actually. Looks kind of stupid, dude. What am I going to wait for? I have no idea. If we're going to the 1 hour time frame, we do have this previous support zone that was just broken. So price could test it as resistance, but it's already looking kind of sketchy, because here's the thing. If price is going to break a zone and retest and then bounce, it's going to go down. It's just going to happen. You're going to enter a sell. It's going to go into profit. If you're in a sell and this thing starts going down, but then it's like, nope, I'm going to come back up for a little bit. And then you're like, okay, well, it tries to go, but then it fails to break the lows and it bounces back up. And then it's just kind of like screwy Louie. There's just sideways stuff. Like, I don't want to take the trade, I'm just going to, and if I'm in a trade, I'm probably just going to get out of it. I'm probably going to close it at like break even. So with this screwy Louis stuff, even if it comes and tests this resistance, I'm probably just not going to take a trade there at the resistance. GPCHF, wow, this looks like really obvious. Before I tell you what I think is going to happen, because I'm going to draw the arrow. Or am I going to draw the arrow? Am I going to draw the arrow like that? Or am I going to draw the arrow like that? Like, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? You think it's going to bounce from the resistance zone? Or do you think it's going to, like, continue up with this, like, uptrend thing, huh? What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to give you 3 seconds to decide. You think it's going to go down or up? Down at the resistance or up? All right, ready? Okay, let's just go ahead and get into it. Let me see. I think it's going to go up. Why do I think it's going to go up? Well, we're in an uptrend structure. It's all higher highs and higher lows. It just, what price is making higher highs and higher lows, it's more likely to continue making higher highs and higher lows than you being the doom and gloom, like, nah, bro, it's too high, man. What goes up must come down, dude. And then, like, taking a big fat puff from a big blunt and blowing a fat cloud in your face, and you just think your friend's delusional because you're like, dude, the S&P 500 has been going up historically for like the past 100 years, and you think it's going to go down long term. And it's like, dude, everything's a conspiracy, bro. I just think this is more likely to go up than down. Keep in mind, anything can happen. This is not financial advice. Do whatever the hell you want. Do whatever you want. I don't know. I think it's going to go up. So what am I going to wait for? Break above this zone. It'll pin my alert. And then if it does break above the zone, then I'll just wait for a tug back into this support resistance level. Bounce here, support. And then you'll have the support resistance zone giving liquidity for price to potentially go up, as well as the uptrend momentum. Because, like, if it's going to hold trend, it's not going to crack these lows, but really it shouldn't crack that low if it's going to hold uptrend structure. That's why I like to have my invalidations bigger. Like, my entries are like this, because it's like big invalidation zone and then just a simple like 1-to-1 target. Because, like, think about this. Like, here's another thing, another mistake you're probably making. You're trying to target too big of risk rewards. Like, what the actual F? Like, you're trying to get, I'm going to risk $1 here, and I'm going to go for a 1-to-100 risk reward ratio, because even if my win rate sucks, I'm still going to make money, because when I finally get that winner, I'll make all the money, guys. It's just so stupid to me, because I'm like, imagine if you could win almost every single trade. And by winning, I mean you either have a big profit or a small profit or a break even or a tiny loss, like kind of right around break even. Imagine if you rarely have like an actual full stop out. Okay, so imagine if your win rate just increased from like 50 to percent. Even if you're not, some people aren't even at 50%. 50% is random chance. And that's like my win rate, and I'm still profitable because I use hedging to roll out of positions so that whether or not I'm wrong doesn't even matter. I still make money, even if I'm wrong about the outcome. That's why I love hedging. I still use stop losses in some circumstances, but it's mostly hedging and various risk structures like adding to losing positions, closing at break even when they come back, things like that. But let's say, for example, if you just target a 1-to-1 and you just focused on trying to get the move right and getting out early if it doesn't look like it's going to play out, most of your trades would be a tiny loss, a break even, a tiny profit, or a bigger profit. And if you risk, like me, if you risk like 2 to 3K per trade, if it just bounces at the zone and goes up to the 1-to-1 profit target, oh, cool, man, you made $3,000 on that, and your risk was 3K, and that's like the hard risk, right? Before I'll hedge or enter the invalidation or scale in or something like that. With that, most of the time that doesn't even happen. Like, if it goes to invalidation, it's like it's already been pre-planned and it's maybe only a 1 or 2K risk or a hedge loss. Then I have to roll out of it with more positions. But it's just like, it's one of those things where if you're using stop losses, I would not recommend doing the whole like institutional liquidity 1 to 5,000 risk to reward ratio. I've been doing it. I've been trading 7 years. Like, I'm here to tell you, you can just keep it simple. You're going to make money as long as you keep it simple. Yeah, I'm not financial advice. I can't guarantee you anything. Your past performance does not guarantee future results. But I mean, just be real with yourself. Like, if you can enter a trade, you're right maybe 70, 80% of the time. And the other 20% of the time, you're completely wrong and it actually hits stop loss and you actually take the full loss. But if 80% of the time it's just like small loss, break even, small win, or big win, and then eventually you refine that over time, you get better and better, you'll be able to look at charts like this and just think like your thinking is very clear and you're not trying to be the dude who's like, nah, man, we're going to bounce here at the resistance, dead, market maker, institutional liquidity, smart money concept strategy, bro, 1 to 10 risk reward ratio. I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm not making fun of what I think his name's ICT, Inner Circle Trader. not making fun of you, bro. It's all good. Everybody has their own way of trading. I'm just saying it doesn't need to be complicated, and you don't have to go for ridiculous risk to reward ratios. If you're just simply right a little bit more than you're wrong, just risk more money on 1-to-1 risk to reward ratios or something small like 1-to-2, 1-to-3, just something more reasonable that actually makes sense where you're unlikely to get stopped, you're unlikely for it to go to invalidation, and you're more likely for price to like, you know, bounce up and go have your profit target, right? If it's going up and making higher highs and higher lows, and it's pulling back and you're entering on the pullback, and it's a support resistance zone, and it's making a higher low, and it's even starting to reject with some wicks, like what the hell do you think's going to happen? If you just took more trades like that, your win rate would probably go up. That's another big thing, is like you don't need huge risk reward ratios, you know? In this case, boys, I know y'all men are listening. You're like, is bigger better? If I have a bigger risk reward ratio, is that what the ladies are going to like? Most ladies are like, if you can't hit it almost every single time, why even bother, bro? 1-to-1 risk reward ratio works fine. The chicks are cool with average. Most men are average, bro. I mean, I'm not saying I'm average. I'm not saying I'm not either. Let's just go on to the next trade. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. New Zealand dollar CHF. This is let's see what's going on in the daily. Yeah, this is one of those weird ones where it's like there's a daily zone there, but there's also one right here. And so you're like playing rock, paper, scissors with like which zone it's going to bounce at. In situations like these, I usually just wait for the most extreme zone. So I'm just not going to look to take a trade right here. I'm going to wait to see if it can get to the daily zone, because if it can come all the way up here to these previous highs, the price is really likely to bounce here. Like imagine if it just has like a 80 pip bounce from the zone. Your trade could look something like this. Like so simple. I teach all of this in the compounding course too. If you go to my website, missionfxtrading.com, you click on the compounding course option. This is one of the systems that I use for compounding accounts so fast. It's just like 1-to-1 risk reward ratios, taking just bounces of support resistance at super, super clear zones, not trying to bet the farm, meaning like not putting all your money into one account, not trying to be the hero here and catching like the next 500 pip move, but just taking the small, consistent bounces of zones where you know price is probably likely to bounce at 4 times out of 5. And if you just take trades like these and you're the dude that's just trying to catch, what is this, the 60 pip move away from the zone, you have way better results. Past performance does not indicate future results. I'm not a financial services provider. I'm not giving you legal advice or tax advice or trading advice. All financial investments are risky, blah, blah, blah. Let's move on to the next thing. New Zealand dollar JPY. Well, potential sell at resistance, but it's already been here a million times. This kind of looks to me like it's just going to turn back up the other way. Why, might you ask? Well, let's go through a little recap of the lesson we just went through, right? All was fine and dandy here. Bounced, had a second huge bounce, had a third huge bounce, but wait, whoa, higher low. Okay, cool. So we have another bounce. Wait, higher low. And now what's going to happen here? Well, I mean, if it cracks these lows, yeah, you will probably come down here. But if it doesn't crack these lows and it just fakes out, right, and then it comes back up here and comes up again, you're probably going to see price break this zone. So how do you trade it? I don't know. I don't trade trades like that. I just look for the clear stuff. So I'm just going to not, how about no? AUDJPY. I'm going to go ahead and take this zone off. Ugh, let's just look at Harry. Look, if I hadn't been such an idiot, actually, I think I did take this trade. Oh yeah, this was back in December. Yeah, I remember this one. So we had that one. Then we had this other one come up, and I think I took a sell first, and then it bounced away, and then then we took a sell too at this zone. I remember this one. For those of you in the close friends group, you probably remember this one. There was a sell here at this resistance zone too, and we closed it down here. It ended up pushing back up actually, breaking the zone. But, we got on good profit, so that's that. But, yeah, this looks like it's actually going to be going up now. Even though the zone's not really that clear, I could see price coming, like, down into there and then bouncing. So, I mean, I guess on the daily chart, it's not too bad of a zone. I don't know, man. You know what I'm going to do, man, is I'm just going to wait for it to get back there, then I'm just going to see what happens, bro. You know what I'm saying, Holmes? I'm saying, G. I'm going to wait for it to get back there. GBP USD, I think it's going to break to the upside here. So we'll see if it breaks the upside. GBP Canadian dollar. Oh my gosh, I have no clue. I have literally no clue what this thing's gonna do. Yeah, I'm out. Since I don't know what's gonna happen, for that reason, I'm out. Shark Tank. Make my own show called Nick Tank, where where forex current. I could totally start that show. I could call it Nick Tank, and forex currency pairs could come to me into the Nick Tank here in my my closet office thing. It's like a walk-in closet, you know, but I'd make it a little bit nicer. And then currency pairs could come into me and they could be like, Nick, I'm seeking a buy order of 5 standard lots in exchange for 20% of the profit that I'll produce. And I'll be like, what are your numbers? And they're like, well, I did a 2% gain last year, and then this year I'm up and down, and my spreads are really small, and the broker you can trade me with has low commissions. And then I'll be like, I don't understand which way you're moving, and for that reason, GBP CAD, I'm out. Would you guys watch it if I did that show? I probably wouldn't. Let's move on to the next one. CAD CHF, I have no clue. New Zealand dollar USD, I really think this is going to be break-in. We've tried to bounce here at resistance over and over. I think the price is just going to go on. So we'll just see if price goes up. Euro CHF, kind of coming up to the end here. We're almost done. Then you guys can finally go. You don't have to listen to me talk here any longer because we're almost done. Euro CHF already had the break-in retest bounce. I missed this trade, and I don't know why. I had a lot of clients take this trade. I somehow missed it. I don't know how I missed this trade. But I just didn't take it for some stupid reason. I'm still stupid sometimes. Even though I've been doing this for like 7 years, I'm still stupid. I just lost my patience with trading. It's just so boring to me. It's like wait for price to get to the zones, enter when it gets to the zones. If you're right, you know, close the trade and profit. And if you're wrong, manage it, and you still end up making a profit. Trading is it's so boring and so simple. That's why people love the compounding course that I have. Link in the description. It's the second link. It's just so simple. That's why it's so popular. Is because you just do the same thing over and over again. USD CHF, I think it could continue having a bounce off here off this daily level. Every time in the past it's had, let's see here, buckaroos. 200 pip bounce there. That one about the same. When it finally took off here, it had like a huge bounce of like 900 pips. So I think it might go up a little bit more. And if it doesn't, no problem. You know, just trade it as a break and retest for sells. If you want to do like more micro trades here on the 1 hour, I mean, I don't know. You do whatever the hell you want. I don't really know what I'd be looking for here in the 1 hour. This thing also, actually, I don't know. That's probably fine. I might keep an eye on this later this week, but I don't really see anything. I only take the good stuff. I like the lucky charms. Gold, I think price is going to go up. The weird part, though, is that the tug backs have been like a lot bigger. Like when I mean like tug back, so it pushes up, right? You know, but then it pulls back like almost the whole way. Then it tries to go up, makes a higher high, but then it pulls back all the way to the previous low. And then now it's just trying to bounce. It almost looks like this thing's going to turn back around. So I'm not saying sell, you know, look, listen here. I'm not saying sell, you know, I'm not going to be the one who's the boy who cries wolf when this is a freaking uptrend. Okay. All I'm saying is that price is kind of struggling to make higher highs right now. It keeps pulling back a lot. So I'm saying temporarily we may be going down and making like some lower lows. But what would be cool is if it does do that and it has like a nice little sell off here, then it starts kind of transitioning backwards and doing something like that. Then you can look to just get back in because then you'll still have the big picture trend at your back. You'll just have like a nicer pullback. So wait for that pullback, then like some decent market structure going up, and then you'll be good. Everything else, the last thing I just want to swing my huge profits in your face right here. I just want you to look at my huge profits and just feel insecure about yourself. I'm just playing. Now, I called this Tesla trade back in here. It was around 140. So yeah, around 140. And then I added down here at 120. And my last ad was supposed to be at 100, but it went to like 101. I could have added another 50K right there. This thing bounced up, and I didn't even catch this whole move. Like I caught like this much of it, like 30% of it, about 30%. But I called this in my free Telegram channel, which is the first link in the description. All my stock trades I don't even charge for. If I'm taking a stock trade, I'll screenshot my Robinhood terminal and literally show you guys like where like here for example, I'm not in any stocks right now, but I just share literally all my trades. I share the whole P&L and everything. Again, like I don't have any holdings right now. But yeah, I share literally all my stock trades in my free Telegram channel. Because it's just simple stuff, and it's just like, it's a good company, buy it on a discount, and then when it pops up, sell it. And then when it dips again, buy it, and then when it pops up, sell it. Some people make trading so complicated. It's like not. Anyway, this thing, I did not expect this. I thought it was just gonna hit like around 145, 150, and then turn back around. And it could still do it. It could still turn around. Like if anything, it might come up to these previous highs right here. Like I'm talking about these ones right here. It could come there and like have a tug back. Where would I look to buy? I don't know. I got no clue. This thing dropped like 50% in a month, like 40% or whatever. It's just like beginning of December. Yeah, so like up here, so it was like 50%. This thing like 46, 50%. It's up to like 75% now. Well, from 101, it's like 74, 75%. It's pretty wild, brothers and sisters. What am I looking for Tesla? I have no clue. Everything's up right now, so it's kind of hard to make a determination of the future price of the asset in which we project price will go based on the current data of the market situation. I don't know what the hell is going to happen, so I'm just going to leave it alone. Anyway, this week we got a couple good setups. If you just want to follow everything real simply and you don't want to have to worry about doing all the work yourself, you should still do most of the work yourself. But you can follow my trades here on my free Telegram channel. I don't share all the exact trades. I charge for the exact here's where I'm entering, here's where my pending invalidation order is, whether it's a stop loss or a hedge order. Here's where I'm entering, here's the full management. So if I enter it and then like a day later I'm like closing it or rolling off partial the position and profit and this and that. I share literally everything. I literally screenshot my terminal and show exactly every single thing that I do, so that I'm not saying you should copy me, because I'm not a financial services provider and everything, and I can't guarantee you that you're going to get any results or anything. But I literally just show everything I'm doing. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You do whatever the hell you want to do. You could use it to like learn how I trade. And, for the thousands of people that have learned from me, it's simplified the F out of their trading. It's completely changed their trading, because people look at trading as a super complicated, wild, crazy thing. You have to learn all this information. Then you realize 97.69% of everything that you've learned is a complete effing waste of time. And the only things that really matter are keeping things simple and controlling risk, which is why I'm a proponent of it here on this channel. I'm a big proponent of keeping things simple and controlling risk. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to go make some dinner now. We're having pizza tonight. You guys have a good rest of the weekend. See y'all.